Hi, this is Bonnie Holland from ArcLight with a quick tutorial video on how to use GoalSeek and Solver in Excel. Both of them do essentially the same thing. They allow you to set up a spreadsheet with formulas and then to achieve a goal. With GoalSeek, you have one adjustable variable, but with Solver, you can use multiple variables. Since Solver is a third-party software, it's an add-in and it needs to be activated before you use it, but as I say, you can use multiple adjustable variables and also allows multiple constraints. So we'll solve the same problem using each of these tools so you can compare them. In this first example, we have a restaurant where we have determined that we're going to have roughly the same amount of sales in each of our areas: drinks, appetizers, entrees, and desserts. But we know that we'll have a different margin. We'll make more money on the drinks than we do on the appetizers, than we do on the entrees, and desserts are somewhere between entrees and appetizers. Our revenue then is a simple multiplication. Our gross sales times our margin to get our revenue in each of these categories, and then we total it up down here for total revenue. So we can go to our data tab and we can use what if analysis for GoalSeek to say, well, perhaps we've gotten information from corporate saying that we have to have a total revenue of $10,000 for this particular restaurant for this period that we're looking at. And what we're going to do to change this is we're going to change this cell up here, gross sales. Remember that all of these other sales, appetizers, entrees, and desserts, are all keyed off it. So when we say we want to achieve $10,000 in gross sales, this shows us what we need to do in each of those departments to achieve it. That's fine, but let's say that we want to achieve it another way. So I'm going to say cancel so that the changes go away, and I'm going to say now what if analysis, GoalSeek, I want to change that to $10,000. But I only want to change some of my cells, say 2 of my margin cells. Once I say that, I get an error. The reference must be to a single cell. So you either have to set up all your formulas so that they key back to one cell as they do here, or you just have to confine yourself to that. That's an example of why we might want to use Solver instead of GoalSeek. Now let's go to the Solver example. Remember that I said that this was an add-in, and here's how you add it in. You go to Options, go to Add-ins, and make sure that Solver add-in is checked here. If it isn't, then Solver won't appear on your screen up here, but it's already loaded for mine. I've made one other change on this spreadsheet. These are all independent variables now, so I can change them and you can see what that looks like. So now if I go into Solver, and I've already set this up, let's look at what it says. I'm going to change F8 and make it $10,000 by changing cells D3, the margins on all of these, to D6. So that's something I couldn't do with GoalSeek. I've also set some constraints up here. I can't have more than $20,000 in gross sales in my drinks category. I'm going to sell more drinks than entrees, I believe. I can't have entrees of I'm going to sell less than $15,000 sales in entrees, and my margin for my appetizers has to be at least 10%. So now if I solve for this, I can see what the result will be. It found a solution. Let's see what that solution is. Oh, well, pretty clear. Sell drinks at 100% margin, and then you'll make it right away. Well, that's fine, but it seems a little bit simple-minded. So I'm going to say cancel so we don't save this scenario. And I'm going to add another criteria or constraint to my solver. I'm also going to add a criterion saying that the margin on drinks can't be more than 40%. So it has to be less than or equal to 40%. So when I go ahead and do this and run Solver, and notice that I'm just using a Simplex solver here, which is a good way to start. Start with Simplex. If it doesn't work, move on to other methods. Now when I run the solver, I've got a different mix of my margins. I might want to refine this further, and I'll leave that up to you to practice on. Enjoy using Solver and GoalSeek. I hope I see you in another video. Bye-bye.